No way Lila of Excite, Lila of Excite, Lila of Excite, Lila of Excite, Lila of Excite.
Hello everyone! Merry Christmas! Hello Nora! Hello Starstrucks! Hello Oni Ramen Sama! Hello Nani!
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Thank you Phantasm for the resubby! Nora for the resubby! Chris for the resubby! Thank you, thank you! Uniper, hi, and I totally understand. Actually, my family is about to have Christmas dinner, which is why this is a very quick Christmas stream, because I have to catch up with them soon and have dinner and watch a movie. So I totally understand. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. Intel Celery Processor, welcome to stream. Dank Cheese, welcome to stream. Hi. How is everyone doing this Christmas? I hope you've had time to rest and have fun with your family and your friends. I've been watching Harry Potter with my friend. It's been really fun. Lila, I love you. I love you, Phantasm! For Christmas, I rented Die Hard. Sounds like a good choice. Bloshi, hello, welcome to stream! Hello. Thank you for making it to today's stream. It was last minute, but I was like, you know what? I want to have one more stream before the end of the year, and I want to say hi to you guys and Merry Christmas on, Christmas. I wanted to say hi to you during the holidays. I went all out this year for gifts. Ooh. Nice. I bet your family and friends appreciate that. Gonna get extra love next year. For Christmas, me and my neighbor both gave each other presents. That's so sweet! You're so sweet to each other. I gifted a gold necklace, holy water, Arabic perfume, and some myrrh from the Middle East. Wow! That's crazy. Those all sound like very curated too, like you did your research. Hello, Mr. Z3N. Hi, welcome to stream. Welcome. I think that's probably as authentic as it gets for real. Alright. Hello! Hello! Welcome everyone. Welcome to stream. Thank you to everyone who popped in. Hi. As you can see, we're in the Christmas spirit today. A whole new background and everything. I got my friend Chris right here next to me. Isn't he so cute? He's adorable. Look at his little green eyes. Yes, it's adorable. Mr. Keat! Hi, Mr. Keat! Hello, how are you doing? There's a cat, I'll have to fight them. Ah, yes. Just like Chris, to fight himself. He's the only one who's worthy of fighting himself, so it makes sense. Chris is on the table. Yes, he is. He's being a good boy, at least for now. Oh god. Phantasm, thank you for the fire reverb. Thank you. It's been a great day so far. I'm so glad to hear it. Hi Lila, Merry Christmas. It's nearly at midnight, but it means I can catch stream for a bit. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you for making it. I appreciate
Holy
you.
guacamole, we have gift subs. I don't know how many that is because I can't count. Hold on.
Anonymous, thank you for the 5 gifted subbies. Holy crap. Also, what happened to my alerts? Did you guys break them? Are you that powerful? No, wait. There's some right there. What? Well, okay, they're kind of working. Okay, that's better than nothing. Sheep said beep beep bam sheep. Beep beep bam sheep said beep beep bam sheep. Bam. Thank you, Uniper, for the gifted subby to Mr. Keat. Thank you. Also, thank you guys for the level 4 hype train. Wow, thank you so much. You know, the best gift I have gotten this year is you guys. For real. I've grown up so much alongside you. We've been through so much together. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here through it all. Through the tech issues and the health stuff. God, the tech issues. Every Halloween, it's like the tech gods get angry at me and they decide, you know what? We could haunt you the normal way, but we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna make sure your computer has a spaz. Right when you have all these big plans. Yep, this is the perfect time. I'm a good boy, the best boy even. You are. Mira Luna, welcome to stream! Welcome! Hi! I wanted a 4th cat for Christmas, but everyone said no. Oh no! That sounds like they need to be persuaded. I've heard of people just bringing home cats as a means of persuasion. Like, are you sure? I mean, the cat's already here. Look at how cute it is. Look at its big eyes. It's like that dad who's like, no, we're not getting another dog. And then like a month later, he and the dog are best friends. Sometimes that's how it happens, you know? I was just about to lurk while I did my workout for the day. Good job for doing a workout. Good job. I've recently gotten back on the fitness grind. It's so good for you. To anyone who works out, much respect. Especially like if you have a very sedentary lifestyle, it's super important. All we want is to give you love and hugs. Me too! My Christmas luck is insane. I got 3 5-stars within 80 pulls in Genshin. Holy crap. Congrats, Nani. I got both the character I want, her weapon, and another good weapon. Wow! That's awesome. For tea this Christmas, I made and brewed up a 2010 reserved cooked pure? What's a pure? Is that a special tea thing? I think that's a special tea thing. I also have some announcements for you guys. So for anyone who is not on Twitter, because this VOD is going to go up on YouTube, I really want to try to do a better job of uploading my VODs because I lost a whole bunch again. And I'm like, no, the memories! So I'm going to do my announcements for anyone who isn't on Twitter, isn't on the Discord, and is watching this on YouTube. So right now, for Christmas, my little gift to you guys is we're having a little merch store sale. You can get 15% off all merch in the store with code LilaoftheWinter. And what I did this time to make it super easy is that it auto applies in checkout, so you don't even need the code. You just put stuff in your cart and it just loads there. So yeah, we have that going on. In January, February coming up, I'm dropping the fall subathon rewards. So the special videos and the special streams that you guys unlocked is all going to be dropping then, so stay tuned for those. And I'm going to be making a bunch of tech upgrades. One of them is using an iPhone for my model tracking. I have wanted better facial tracking for a really long time. And now that I finally have an iPhone, I think I'm going to get it. And I'm really excited. Also, big shout out to Too Far South for getting me a desk light, and Natteries for the gaming monitor, because I think that's going to help a lot too. I've wanted a dual monitor setup for a while, and I think the lights will help too, and I'm just really excited, and I hope that works out. Yes, yes, yes. I hope after that, the tracking is super smooth and accurate. Fauna will tell you that I'm the tea girl of chat. For real, I think you probably know more about tea than anyone else in chat. There's Bob the Wind with the sheep fact. Luck, luck, go away and bless Phantasm for Christmas Day. But yeah, I'm so excited for 2024, man. There's so many videos I want to make, and I feel like I've finally gotten to a place in my life where I have a routine that allows me to really be functional every single day. Like now making content every single day is no issue whatsoever, and I feel like I might actually be able to upload a YouTube video a day and to stream 2-3 days a week at least. And I'm super excited for all that we're gonna do. I also hope I can do music next year and collab more too. You guys have been asking for collabs for a while. I gotta get on that. Yes, yes. Are you guys doing anything for New Year's? Because it's already, it's Christmas Day, and I still don't really have New Year's Day plans. Frappuccino! Hi! I love your username, it's so cute. Love your content, Lila, it's so adorable and cute. Thank you! I'm always improving, always listening to your feedback and incorporating it into future stuff. I really appreciate it. Next year, Christmas karaoke maybe? Yes! Yes! So, okay. If not for some VST issues and health issues this month, I would have had a Christmas album out, and I'm sad that it didn't happen. But what I've also been wanting to do for over a year now actually, and I have the program and everything to do it, I wanted to do a virtual concert, like a 3D concert with my model, and I really want to do that next year. I so bad want to do an online concert. And if I could somehow like work with other musicians, work with other VTubers who happen to be singers and play instruments, that would be awesome. I will begin preparing for next year. On New Year's? That's smart. Just do it a year in advance so you don't have to think about it. Hi Lila, how's your Christmas? It's going very well, and thank you for the first time chat survivor died, YT. Thank you, thank you. It's been going very well. Usually I work through the holidays because I love working so much, but this year I was like, I'm just gonna rest, I'm just gonna chill and watch Harry Potter, you know, maybe play some games and just chill. you know? I think we've earned it. I feel like ever since 2020, life has been very chaotic for people, and we owe it to ourselves to give ourselves the time to rest and just be a human being without having to feel like we're always on and having to do something. After New Year's, I'm gonna speak to one of the managers about going full-time. Oh yeah, you've been talking about that, full-time for night crew, which I think would be a good change for me. I wish you best of luck, Nora. That would be awesome. Especially night crew, like, so night crew is the night shift, right? I feel like that's the jackpot. I feel like very few people get the chance to work at night, but it's so much more peaceful at night. Well, actually, maybe not in retail, because everyone gets home at 5 and starts shopping, but I would love a night shift of something. That's what I like about content creation. Like, if I really want to, I can work at night. I don't want this year to end since it's the year of the rabbit. Oh yeah! Yeah, the Chinese zodiac, yeah? Wow, so that's 11 to 7 a.m. Yeah, that is the night shift. I would love to work at night since every single streamer I love streams during the night. Lila, Whispers of the Night, welcome! Welcome to stream! Hello, hello, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good Christmas! I hope you're all having a good Christmas. And a happy holidays. Sorry, can't help. But your cuteness, that's okay, Frappuccino. That's okay. See, I have my own Oshis. Because man, VTuber girls, adorable. Even I can't resist their charms. 2024 is the year of the dragon. Ooh, I love dragons. The Zodiac, Fruits Basket. You know, I've never read that manga, but I always wanted to. Now I'm more motivated. Fruitcake? Isn't fruitcake one of those desserts, though, that, like, everyone gets gifted, but no one actually wants to eat it? I feel like that's always what I've heard about fruitcake. It's been many years since I've had fruitcake. Nani's like, how the F did you get from Zodiac to Fruit Basket? That's what I'm thinking. Is there a correlation? I don't know. I haven't read the manga. I saw it so many times in middle school, but I never actually read it. Christmas went fine overall. Hope your Christmas did as well. It did, it did. It's been very cozy. Very low-key, which is what I prefer. Like, I want to watch movies and eat good food and spend time with friends and family. You know, maybe go out to dinner somewhere, but I don't like the holidays getting too complicated, because then it gets stressful, you know? I'm a homebody. I appreciate simplicity. I'm a Gemini who was born in 1996, so my Chinese zodiac sign is the rat. Ah! So cute! Rats are adorable and very intelligent. Most people I follow are VTubers. At this point, I think the same goes for me, too. It used to be YouTubers. And then I came across Shy Lily, and it was all downhill from there. The animals in Fruits Basket are based on the zodiac calendar animals. Oh, I didn't know that.
Beep beep. I'm a sheep. I said beep beep. I'm a sheep.
Beep beep. I'm a sheep. I said beep beep. I'm a sheep. Beep beep. I'm a sheep. I said beep beep.
My new keyboard is super clicky. Hopefully that doesn't interrupt the dance too much. I don't know if fruitcake is actually good. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I've had it before and it wasn't very memorable. Which isn't the best. I literally had fruitcake earlier. Was it good? My Western zodiac is Cancer and my Chinese zodiac is a horse. I'm a Cancer as well. Although, I'm a Cancer Leo cusp. Like, if I was born just a day later, I would have been a Leo. And I was born at, like, I kid you not, 11:53 p.m. I was 7 minutes away from being a Leo! So yeah, I'm a cusp by some sources' claims. I don't fully know how cusps work. I don't know a whole lot about the zodiac. I know my Chinese zodiac is the rat too, though. Just like Nora. Also, you introduced me to Fanta Fauna. I'm so glad I could introduce you to her because she is so sweet and funny. God, she's one of the funniest and sweetest people I have ever met in the VTuber sphere. I love her. My zodiac sign by year is snake. Nice! I love snakes. They're really demonized, but I think they're really cool. Mine is also the snake. Nice! Slytherin's in the house. I'm the worst nightmare of every bunny. I'm a homebody too. Yeah. It really pays to be a homebody these days in this economy. Could you imagine being an extrovert and actually leaving your house and doing things? Expensive. 1989 Earth Snake Zodiac, baby. Yeah, all the womp womps. Womp womp. Yes. For me too, but never saw much Twitch until VTubers. Same! Same. I discovered Shy Lily in summer of 2021 on YouTube. And then I learned like VTubers were a thing. They're not AI generated or anything. These are like real people. And they're on Twitch. And I would have never found out if not for YouTube. This Twitch stream brought to you by YouTube. Everybody here is a snake. Oh my god. They're cool. The Shy Lily to VTuber pipeline is real. Yes! It's so strong. Have fun at dinner, Uniper! Have a good Christmas dinner! I love you too! Thank you for stopping by. If you can, snap a pic of your Christmas dinner for me. I am a foodie. I like seeing photos of pictures. I mean, photos of food. No, don't. Don't take a picture of a picture and send it to me, please. Give me the food. The food's what I want to see. Why did I say that? Look at this photograph of another photograph. There's another photograph in it. And there's a photograph of that. Jeez. This is what happens. This is what happens when you become a VTuber, guys. You lose your brain cells and you can't speak English anymore, even though you've been speaking it your whole life. Yep. Apparently cusps aren't a real thing. See, this is why when it comes to the zodiac, I'm like, I don't know how any of this stuff works, man. I feel like you go to different people and they say different things about the same zodiac sign and stuff. I don't understand. I like fruitcake, though not my favorite cake, but it's good overall. Oh, the monkey! I was reading your comment like, mine's the money, and I was like, wait, money's a zodiac animal? What? The monkey! And we have a goat. Is there sheep? I don't think sheep is one of the zodiac animals. But I wish it was. This is really cute. Okay. In order to build the void from not being in your streams, I've been watching videos of sheep getting sheared, and it's amazing, along with the baby lambs going bah. That's so cute. We're building sheep awareness, guys. We're building sheep awareness. I'm a massive homebody. Yes. In this economy, could you be anything else? Oh, to be a homebody being enabled by lockdown, I miss it. When COVID happened, I was just like, bro, You mean I can be myself and no one's gonna, like, shame me for being an introvert now? Like, I don't have to go anywhere? Like, I'm actually encouraged to stay home? This is great. Ah, man. I miss it a bit, too. I'm an ox? Wow, okay, so we have an ox in here, too. We may have all the animals, the zodiac animals in chat. The Lila void is getting filled by watching Savi and doing gambas in her stream. It's cute. I know a lot of people who hated lockdown whilst I was having the time of my life. That's what I mean! I feel kind of bad saying I enjoyed the lockdown, the quarantine, because so many people were like, I got depression and I didn't see my family for 2 years. And, you know, then there's those people who reasonably were actually in domestic violence situations and they couldn't leave because they couldn't leave their house, which is totally valid. But I feel kind of guilty that I actually enjoyed it. Meanwhile, everyone else around me is suffering. I'm just like, well, that's how you know you're weird. Hello, Frappuccino. Hello, hello. Thank you for the hello. I got introduced to Anthony interviewing VTubers on YouTube from Zentrea Iron Mouse. Yes, yes, yes. I think that after Shy Lily, I came across either Iron Mouse next or Bow next. And then that led me to like Hololive and Nijisanji and stuff. Phantasm is a monkey. And a Leo. Yes, find all the new VTubers on YouTube. Yes. That's actually... Reaction videos are a big way that I find other VTubers. Because when it's on Twitch, it's kind of like, unless you get referred by a friend, you don't really hear about other VTubers. Or like if something happens to come up on your Twitter feed. But the Twitter feed's been kind of weird lately. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this, but I feel like my Twitter feed isn't quite a reflection of what I actually want to see. I like going to Signmark, watching the live stream events from the Metropolitan Opera House. Wow, and it's so much fun despite me being the only young person there. That sounds so fun! Wow. You could just watch it from the opera house. That is fancy right there. Thank you. I put it in the food channel. Thank you for the food photo. I appreciate it. Bold of you to assume I had brain cells to begin with, Lila. I'm sorry, my bad. That's just how few brain cells I have. Mr. Keat, thank you for the hydrate. I'll do that now. And try not to spill the water on myself. Okay, I'm good. There's the ram! Oh yeah! The ram's a zodiac animal. That's true, that's true. Money is my spirit animal. I think that's an animal a lot of people can get behind. Might as well be a sheep. Exactly. Like, a ram is pretty much a sheep. It's just a male sheep. There are AI VTubers such as Mother V3. Yeah. Have you guys heard that, so Neurosama is the top streamer now. And I think, I could be mistaken because someone showed me a screenshot of this. She's one of the top YouTube channels for streamers as well. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not fully surprised. Just because, like, she's AI, you know? Like, she could stream way longer than a human being and be entertaining. But that's crazy. I learned sheep actually like getting sheared and need to. Yes! Yes. In fact, sheep are very dependent upon human care. They would not do very well in the wild at all if they didn't have anyone to take care of them. Phantasm, thank you for the fire reverb. My life did not change during the pandemic. Yeah. In fact, my life actually got better during the pandemic. Which is hopefully a good thing. I mean, it eventually led me to VTubing, so I think that's a good thing. Isn't Mother V3 just a guy with a voice changer? From my understanding, like, the way it works as far as I know is that, you know how people have a VTuber and they have their own lore, and their model tends to be a certain, like, kind of creature or something like that? Well, instead of being like a cat girl, Mother is a AI VTuber. Not in that they're actually an AI, but that's what their model is. Does that make sense? It's kind of like how, like, I'm not a sheep girl in real life, but my model is a sheep girl. You know what I mean? Evenings, Lila and chat, and happy holidays. Hello, Tind! Welcome to stream. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? How's your Christmas been? How's your holidays been?
You got debated. You got
Debated?
You got debated.
Oh no! Oh wait, I'm good. I was like, no, don't die mid-dance. Now when I have this fluffy pom-pom, it goes so well with the dance. Sheep wool is like bunny teeth. They keep growing forever, so they need to be trimmed every now and then. Yes. One thing you're proud of about yourself? For me, it's having A+ blood, so I will never fail a blood test! That's so smart. Let me see. One thing I'm proud of about myself. I would say my resilience. If you talked to me years ago, I would have said something like my kindness, or my intelligence, or my humor. And those things are great, but I feel like without resilience, those things don't get better necessarily. And I feel like life is all about overcoming challenges and self-improving. You know, if you have resilience, then it helps you with all the other stuff.
Beep. I'm a sheep. I said beep
Beep beep,
I'm a sheep.
Beep beep, I'm a sheep. Beep beep, I'm a sheep. Beep.
I follow Zentrea, Bree, Sweet Life Forever, etc, etc. I'm familiar with Zentrea, but not the rest. I need to check up on Yanners, haven't seen her in months. I love Bananas! I love Yanners. She's super cute. I'm a goat too. Noise! Hello, Milk Porch. Hello, hello. I never really got into VTubers until like 2020 at the very latest. But recently, in the past year, I've discovered Henya the Genius, yes. Megalodon, yes. Finding Anest, Trexisaurus. Trexisaurus? That's a new one for me. Do you guys know who Henya really is?
Beep beep. I'm a sheep. I said
Beep beep, I'm a sheep. I'm a sheep, I said beep beep, I'm a sheep. Beep beep, I'm a sheep, I said beep beep, I'm a sheep.
Do you know who Henya the Genius really is? Our precious kettle girl? Do you know? I think Pikami was the person that really got me into VTubers. I'm so glad she was your introduction. By the time that I discovered Pikami, she like almost graduated at that point. And I was sad. I was like, oh, people talk so fondly about her. I feel like I've missed out on so much. I'm back from my workout, therefore. Congratulations. Good job. I'm very proud of you. Get swole. Shy Lily was the big one for me that also got me into VTubers. Yes! Yes! She's a foundational Oshi. I'm a member of a VTuber news network, so I'm in the loop of a lot of VTuber news. Nice. I need to get better at that stuff.
Love you.
Onyx Nemesis, thank you for the resubby. Thank you, thank you. Also 8 months. Wow, that's almost a year. Thank you for all your support all this time. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I want to get better at catching up with like VTuber news and stuff. I can't be like sedentary for too long because of my health. But if I could like walk every day and just like have my phone and be able to cue into creators who cover like VTuber news and stuff during my walks, that would be great. My Twitch For You shows more people that I follow than followed one. Do you mean like it shows more people you don't follow than those you do follow? My intro to VTubers was Callie's interview on Trash Taste. Callie! And my introduction to your channel was, I think, the Zelda tier list reaction. I've never played Zelda and wanted to know a bit about it. Ah! You know what? That's really smart. That's really smart. Especially because with a tier list, like, you have to go through the entire history of all these different Zelda games. So it's like, you're hearing people's perspectives on the modern games, but also the older ones. And so hopefully you get a mix of like those Zelda veterans, but also people who are new to the series. Opera is fancy art. It really is. The music is a touch too loud. Wow. I reduced it like 2 dB. I get bombarded with VTubers on Twitch. That makes sense. VTubers have been growing a lot. Apex! Merry Christmas! How are you doing? Hi, how are you? It's been a minute. How are you doing? I hope you've had a good holidays. I meant I get bombarded with VTubers on Twitter. Oh! You know, that makes sense. I recently made a video and I believe, if I remember the stat correctly, like 60% of the users on Twitter are male. And most of the supporters of female VTubers are going to be men, so I feel like it's kind of the ideal audience for that. You know? So that kind of makes sense. VTubing is still growing a lot, despite the fact that it's been around for a while. I was born in the year of the lamb. Ram. I was born in the year of the ram. I was always destined to know Lila and her to be my Oshi. She's... Yes, this is true. My voice would probably go out at the 5-hour mark. You know, the longest stream I ever did, I think, was 18 hours. It definitely gets rough after the 6 to 8 hour mark, I would say. But I will also say that it really depends on where your voice placement is. So I learned that if your voice is lower and you talk for longer kind of periods of time, your voice will give out faster than someone who has a higher pitched voice because of the way that your vocal cords move. Your vocal cords move more aggressively when your voice is lower, so you get tired faster. Which is why if I know I'm going to do a longer stream, I try to place myself a little bit higher so my voice has a little more resilience and I can talk for longer. I learned that really early on in VTubing because I have a deeper voice. And in the beginning it would give out after a few hours and I'd be like, man, that hurts. So there's vocal techniques you can do to like help with that. But it really depends on where your voice is placed, and like hydration is important, you know, vocal warm-ups can help you with that too. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Another fun fact about me is that ever since my vocal surgery, I don't snort. That's a very random thing. When I laugh hard enough, instead I hiccup? Whoa! That's crazy! That's really random. How does that work? Sheep are fully domesticated if you don't shear them, they go for it. if you don't sheed... I'm sorry, I don't know what this sentence says. I'm sure it's just a tiny typo, but I can't tell where it is. But I think what you mean is that if you don't shear them, they get all big and puffy. Like their fur, their wool will just keep growing and growing and growing till they can't walk. Like they can't move. These poor sheep. Neurosama is the one that got me interested in VTubers. I've always been interested in AI, but she got me more interested in the nuances of it. Also, she just inspired me to try to, like, get better with my content. Especially when it came to improv. I feel like she's really good at that. Just coming up with something, like turning any small thing into a bit. I always sing for like 8 hours while playing games, so I feel like I would do okay for streaming. Wow! Singing for 8 hours? Singing? You know what? Actually, I think singing is less demanding on your voice than talking, actually. I mean, depending on what you're singing, obviously. But yeah, Nani, you sound like you're prepared to stream already. That's awesome. Pandemic helped refocus some of my life and made me realize I don't want to hate myself anymore. All this. So in part, that's when I started working on myself and finally started healing mentally. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I started healing from some deep stuff during the pandemic as well, because it felt like for the longest time I was just running and running and running and working all the time, and this huge catastrophe forced me to have to sit there and not do that and ask myself, like, if I wasn't working constantly, what would I be doing? And is working constantly really the answer? You know, what deeper stuff do I have to work on here? It was actually a very healthy thing for me. And I'm glad it was for you too, because I think it was for a lot of others. On my way to find a Terminator VTuber. Since we were talking about VTubers right now, here's a discussion topic for you. What issues do you think impact small-scale VTubers the most, Lila? Wow. You know, I think it's a lot of things stacked on top of each other. For one, I think that streaming, specifically, is very tech-heavy. There's a lot of little stuff that has to work behind the scenes for a stream to go smoothly that a lot of small streamers don't know. In fact, when I started out as a VTuber, I had so many issues with the tech side. And I only fixed it because random people in chat were super nice and thankfully knowledgeable. And they'd be like, hey, this thing sounds weird. Or, you know, the picture quality is kind of strange. The internet is unstable for some reason. And through iterating upon those experiences, I figured out how stuff worked. But then I still also have like my mods and my friends who understand how tech works. And they're
Christmas,
so
Lila,
helpful.
Lila of heart.
Thank you, Quibbles! Thank you for the resubby. I appreciate you. 6 months. Thank you for being a member of the Sheep Squad for 6 months! Thank you, thank you! I appreciate you so much. We were talking about issues that affect small VTubers a lot. And I was talking about how the tech side especially, like that was the first thing that really became a hurdle for me. If I didn't have people in my life who understood tech, I would not be able to do this. Because there's so many layers of stuff that you guys don't see that go into making every stream work. So the tech side for sure. I think another part of it is mental health. I've met a lot of really talented small VTubers who really have like great talent, but they're so concerned about fitting in or doing some kind of VTuber trend, or they're so hyper-focused on growth no matter what it takes to like get the numbers that they don't necessarily do what's authentic to them because they just want to grow. They're comparing themselves to other people, even if this other person maybe was like a YouTuber before they became a VTuber, so they already know how to edit videos and speak well into you know, a stream into a video. They know how to make content, and maybe this other VTuber is literally new to content creation and they're a new VTuber, but they're super hard on themselves because they see their peers doing well and they're like, why am I not doing well? Like, we started this journey around the same time and I'm working hard, so why am I not getting results? And I've seen so many people get frustrated at themselves because there's deeper stuff going on, but they don't realize it yet. And instead of like addressing it within, they see stuff happening around them and they project onto it. And it keeps a lot of people stuck. I have seen awesome people just graduate altogether because they never figured that out. Or they're still streaming, but they don't put their all into their content. They've kind of given up because they don't think that they can do any better than where they're already at. And it's super sad to me. And I always want to like help people like that. At the same time, I know that they will kind of figure it out when they're ready to. Because I used to try to like encourage people a whole lot more and like help them. But some people just aren't ready for it. It's kind of like how some people really need therapy, but for whatever reason, they're not ready to actually see a therapist. Or they don't have the health insurance to like go to the therapist. Or they don't have the interest to even pursue that. You know what I mean? So I think mental health is also another big one. In fact, I would say those are the two biggest things I've seen in the community personally. I think the third thing would probably just be something like accessibility. Like, streaming is expensive. And if you don't have money up front to invest in it, it can be expensive. And I'm not even just talking about models, because a lot of people focus on models. I'm also like talking about like a webcam, a high quality mic, an audio interface to plug the mic into, because depending on the mic you have, you might need that. You know? If you just have a laptop, I know people who just have a laptop and it's like practically gonna die on them any day because they can't afford a computer that's powerful enough to run like Valorant or Apex. You know? So yeah, those are the first three things that come to my mind. And games! Yeah, exactly! Exactly! If you want to play a game with beautiful graphics, it's usually going to be like $30, $50, $60 for one game! For one game! And what if it has DLCs? You know? Yeah.
Hello
Fat!
everyone, Lila smile.
Hello, Fat! Thank you for the resubby! Thank you, thank you! Thank you, thank you. We were talking about tech a little while ago. That's right in your wheelhouse. And upgrading your PC can get pricey. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. If just one component goes in your computer, hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. In fact, when so I have actually two computers. One that I got built in 2020. When the supply chain issues were happening and there were a lot of computer parts being made that were faulty. And the computer was fine for like a year, and then the motherboard went. The processor went, and I had a drive that went, and there was actually a second drive I got, which seems like it might be almost dead. Barely used the components either, because when the motherboard went, the whole computer was kind of like kaputs to me. So thankfully I was gifted my HP Omen, which is nowhere near as powerful, and not worth the price that was paid for it, but hey, I was able to make YouTube videos with it and stream, so I'm not gonna complain. But it was expensive just to bring this back up, and like, I barely even used it and the parts failed. You know? Technology, man, it can be very fickle. Even if you treat it well. If you're looking for VTuber news, check out Things VTubers Say by False ID. Ooh! I like that name, it's very clever. I am going to write that down. Thank you for that. Lila, what did you do for Christmas? I've been watching through the Harry Potter series with one of my friends. And I'm gonna have Christmas dinner with my family today, and we're gonna watch Free Guys, I believe it's called. It's a movie with
Beep, beep. I'm a sheep. I said beep,
Beep
beep.
beep,
I'm
I'm
a
a
sheep.
sheep. Beep beep, I'm a sheep. I said beep beep, I'm a sheep. Beep beep, I'm a sheep. I said beep beep, I'm a sheep.
but the movie has Jacksepticeye in it and Pokimane. And it's I don't want to spoil it actually. I was gonna give a little summary, but I don't want to spoil it. But it's a movie that released a few years ago. I think 2021? Yeah. And then after that, I'm gonna continue my Harry Potter marathon with my friend. Hydrate or dihydrate. Man, I've been feeling that dihydrate lately. For some reason, I've been not as good at hydrating as I should be. The number of things you have to run on the PC at the same time is crazy. Yes! Yes, I mean, even if you have OBS and VTube Studio, right? Then there's like Mix It Up, or Tits, or other software that makes stuff happen, that makes stream more engaging, that you have to run all at the same time. Then you have to run a game, potentially, if you want to play something. It's very intensive. Okay, I had to mute very quickly because my family brought dinner for me. Thank you, family! Nora! Thank you for the gifted subbie to Intel Celery Processor. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas, Lila. Merry Christmas, Quibbles! Merry Christmas. Being a VTuber is effing expensive. Like, did you see that one model scam for... Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Oh my gosh. There's so many people that pretend to be model artists. Who, like, pretend that they made these really expensive models. And then people, like, they don't know any better. And the thing is, like, if you want a high-quality model and you do save up thousands for it, the artist that tends to make things at such a high quality that their price is that high, they tend to have wait lists. Like, it's actually really hard to get in touch with them because they're in such high demand. And so people who really want to make that upgrade and have this really great model, they're often like waiting and waiting months or longer just to be able to talk to these people and submit their proposal. So when someone else shows up and says they can make a really high quality model, there's people who are really desperate to upgrade who will drop the thousands for it. It's really sad. I wish there was a way to like better kind of verify artists, because I see a lot of that in the VTuber industry. A lot of people pretending to be other artists, or pretending to be an artist when they're not an artist at all. It's a thing. Ah, I finally started learning a bit of editing with my Keat Versus video series. Nice! That's such a great skill to have. Yes. I'm not good with tech. I've recently become comfortable using mouse and keyboard for shooters. Hey man, whatever works for you. I don't have a single like controller to use with my PC, so I use mouse and keyboard for everything. I might try a controller someday. I feel like small VTubers sometimes try to do events without the numbers to back the kind of event they want to make. Exactly! Exactly! And that leads to a lot of burnout among small creators, because they're like, I want to do the big thing because everyone else is doing the big thing. But they don't have the resources to do the big thing yet. So like, how are they trying to pull this together? They're doing everything themselves. What a team of 10 or 12 people should be doing, they're doing by themselves and they're one person. Yeah. And then it doesn't work out, because like when you have a team, you know, those people can spread the word for you, you know, let their contacts know. Just having a team kind of helps you get the word out. So when you don't have one and you're doing everything yourself, the return on investment is not the same at all. It's not a recent one, it happened like a year ago, but still, imagine losing like 8K for a model. I've heard of that happening recently. I don't think it was 8K, but I think it was around 4K. You know, it's still substantial. That's rent for several months, you know? Unless you're in New York City, I guess. From what I know, a lot of small VTubers do a lot of BS that makes people look down on VTubers, which hurts the community. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, the dynamics inside the VTuber community. When a community is big enough, you know, it becomes super diverse, and when that happens, you have all these personalities, including people who don't have the best of intentions when it comes to VTubing, or like, they're not getting into it for the right reasons, I would say. So it kind of makes sense. I mean, if something becomes popular enough, those people are gonna find their way in, and some people are gonna meet those people first before they meet the, you know, higher quality people with, you know, good intentions. It's unfortunate, but I also think it's kind of a sign that we're really relevant, you know? Kind of better to have that than for no one to know that VTubing is even a medium, you know? Because I think VTubing has done more good than bad. My dad just got me a gaming PC. Nice! Nice cash bomb. I hope you enjoy it. I just have an M1 Mac Mini and I'm happy with it. That sounds so cute. Yeah, there's games you need to buy, a good PC, a good mic, a decent phone or camera, the model, backgrounds, emotes. Yeah! Emotes are really expensive. Different skins, models you have as a VTuber, outfits. You know, toggles, every expression costs more money. I've had my i5 for 3 or 4 years, still going strong. Heck yeah! Save money. My other friend just had a less than 1 year old name brand SSD explode completely with 0 salvage. What is going on, man? How does this happen? What is going on at the production plant? There's a VTuber I know named Rima Everstar, I think, who covers various individual VTubers like Fuwamoko and talks about their background that you may find interesting. Rima Everstar. Thank you for that suggestion. I'll look into it. Oh, I remember Free Guy. That was a really good movie. I'm excited. That's what my dad said. He saw it already, but he wants to like watch it again with us because he loved it that much. I'll post one of her vids or I'll share it in the video Rex. Yeah, I'd love that. Thank you. Sounds like a fun time. I got off work a little bit ago. Then I'm gonna cook dinner. Yay! I hope you enjoyed the time with your family. When I built my PC, I bought a graphics card right before cryptocurrencies crashed. A few months later, the price got divided by 2. Not my best purchase. Aww! I'm sorry to hear that. Merry Christmas, Isaac! Thank you, thank you. Have a good night. I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you, thank you. I just realized I have to update something really quick. Oh no. There's a old thing that I have to fix. How did I miss that? Do-do-do-do-do-do. I can smell dinner. It smells so good. My brother made spicy chicken. I can't wait. Okay, I paused the thing. Some people use Koikatsu Party for models? What's Koikatsu Party? Using reputable walled garden marketplaces like VGen is a great way to protect yourself. Doesn't entirely fix the problem, but does take steps in the right direction. I agree. I agree. In fact, I've had such great experiences with VGen that if someone doesn't have a VGen, I'm like, kinda sus. Like, why don't you have a VGen? It's such a great experience. I love the user experience on VGen. Exactly, my favorite femboy VTuber, Shu Sakurai, is super talented and his models are insane. I wouldn't mind saving up the 1,300 for one. Wow! Well, I hope you get the chance someday if you decide to become a VTuber. Whenever I decide to start VTubing, I'm going to be a PNG tuber. This is a smart investment. Because then you can experience streaming and get a sense of whether you enjoy it or not. See, that's the other downside to people going straight to the expensive models. Like, sometimes people drop thousands on a model, and then they're like, actually, I don't like streaming. And then they have to sell the model and hope someone buys it. Which can sometimes be tough, because if your model is super specific to you as a person, sometimes it just doesn't resonate with anyone else because it was so much a reflection of you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're something more generic like a cat girl, you might be able to get away with it much more easily, because there's a lot of people who want to be cat girls. But if it's something super specific, it's going to be harder to sell it. In Colorado, it gets you 45 days. What do you mean? I'm glad I don't have to deal with New York City demand. Me too. Me too. The video is called the $50,000 VTuber animation scam from 6 months ago. I remember that! I remember that. Bao and I think at least one other person, if not a whole bunch of other VTubers from Bishojo, hired this guy to do work, and he kept like pushing the deadline, and then in the end said like he wasn't gonna refund. Jeez. And then he posted this thing on Twitter that really didn't help his case. Yeah. And then lawyers got involved, and hopefully that's been resolved. Exploding PC parts can't be good for business. The fact that this still happens in 2023, man. At least people are okay. I feel like it's rare that I hear about technology exploding and someone like getting seriously hurt. Thank God. I keep getting this Peter Dinklage ad. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a very good thing. That I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. Y'all are making me scared to buy a new PC now, but I really need one. It's okay, Nani. Don't worry. The key is to be really stingy. Like, when you go shopping, have really high standards. You know, make sure that like all the computer components and stuff like have above a 4.5 star rating, you know? Really raise those standards. It really helps protect you. And worst comes to worst, like, you could get a warranty or something if you really want to. But in my experience, if you aim for 4.5 stars or higher, it's pretty rare you're gonna have a bad experience. Also, looking at reviews on YouTube is also always helpful. You know, some people test out a computer for a year or 2 years, tell you how it ran, you know? Yeah, it's a blast when it happens. Literally! When it explodes, it's a blast! We're gonna be getting Lila a new PC next year for sure. I appreciate it. I'm a very lucky, spoiled sheep. I'm very happy. I'm really gonna try to keep the computers I already have alive, though. too much money was spent on them for them to die this soon. The HP Omen acts a little funny sometimes, but it's only a year. It should be okay. And my supercomputer's barely been used. Like, it should be okay for at least a few more years. Like, I think the average lifespan for a computer should be 3 to 5 years, I believe. Overall failure rates are still incredibly low, but not zero. Just make sure you're doing your due diligence by buying from reputable sellers and knowing warranty times and statuses. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Yes, chicken! I basically had 2 dinners today. That sounds awesome. I ate so much today. Good! This is the time. This is the time when it's socially acceptable to eat everything. And no one can be mad at you, because everyone else is doing the same thing. Koikatsu Party is a not safe for work game, but lets you create characters. Oh! I see, I see. It's like a character creation thing. Look forward to unlocking the other emotes. I want more emotes. When I get the muns, there will be more emotes. Ooh. I ate fondue chinoise yesterday and raclette today, but I'm getting hungry again. Eat! Eat! It's like your grandmother always says, you're looking so skinny, eat! Do you guys have a grandma like that? Like, no matter how much weight you have, she's like, oh, you look so skinny, eat your food, eat! Look like a stick. All the time. You could be obese and she'll still be like, you look so skinny. You look so sick. You gotta eat more. She gives you the 5th plate of food and you're like, Grandma, I don't know if I can take this anymore. Please. There's only so much I could take. I follow a PNG tuber who is getting her 3D model made. Wow, that's a huge jump. Well, congrats to her. I mean, it sounds like she has the budget for it. That sounds awesome. If you have a good personality, you can have a model, a PNG, or even nothing at all, and people will come to see you. Exactly. This is how they used to do it in the early days of YouTube, and it worked out. 45 days was in reference to you talking about $4,000 being a couple months worth of rent. No! Fat, are you serious? Well, I mean, actually that makes sense. Like, if you're in Denver, I've looked it up. Like, Denver is similar in expensiveness as, like, my area. And my area is almost as expensive as New York City. Because gentrification is great. So, actually, that does make sense. Sadly. I'm sorry. Hello, Chesso! Welcome to stream! Welcome, welcome! Oh god, Fat. I'm so sorry. $3,000 dues? That's too many. That's almost $1,000 a week, man! How high quality can the space be? How many sinks and fridges do you have? Is there an extra shower head somewhere? There better be a secret chamber or something behind the library bookcase or something. Like, what are the perks? There's gotta be something. You know what, Nani? That's a solid idea. Fat is very good with recommendations. And make sure your power supply is from a good manufacturer. That alone can cause a lot of stability issues. Yes. After all, without power, you're not going anywhere. Not anytime soon. Lila deserves to stream from NASA's supercomputer. Bro, if I could somehow get a collaboration with NASA, that would be wild. I would love that. Or even just the Smithsonian museums. Heck yeah. I'd be like, listen, we have a lot of nerds in my community. They'll appreciate it, okay? That'd be so cool. I had to take out the battery of my laptop because it almost exploded. You're still alive, hell yeah. Well, I would hope so. If you weren't, I'd be very concerned as to how you're typing to me in Twitch chat right now. Nani, are you typing to me from the great beyond? Now she's the ghost of Christmas past. Yes, fans get so loud. Especially like when the dust builds up on them, you gotta have spare air cans around. Lila of stab emote. You know, I've thought about that, but I also learned something interesting recently. So some artists don't make emotes with like a gun or a knife in it because they're worried about breaking Twitch's TOS for violence, which I'm not sure if that's how that works because like people play violent games on Twitch, like horror games, right? So I don't see how the knife or the gun would get in the way, but maybe people are just being like super safe so that like if someone commissions them and their emote gets rejected, it's not like kind of on the artist for allowing them to commission something that they couldn't actually use on Twitch. You know what I mean? We have so chat has a lot of grandmas who do that. Who pressure you into eating. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nani. I'm sorry to hear that. See, this is partly why I wanted to do a holiday stream. Like, I know some people don't have family necessarily to spend the holidays with. Or sometimes even friends. And so I try to, around the holidays, have a stream dedicated to the holidays so that, like, if anyone's a little lonely and they can use the company, I'm here. And it's not a replacement for family or friends, but something's better than nothing. And I like letting people know that people care about them, even complete strangers on the internet care about you. And you matter. And you deserve a good holiday experience. We fear or anticipate the day Lila turns into a 3D VTuber. VR VTuber. I've considered this, but like, mostly to give you guys 3D experiences, like a concert, for example. Like, you can do a 2D concert, and that's okay. But I feel like 3D, it just creates a greater level of immersion. You know, it feels more real that way. And for music stuff, I really wanted to do 3D. Maybe even like, I don't know, maybe one day I get super creative and I start making short films or something, and being 3D for that would be cool. My family and I went to Saltgrass for Christmas lunch. What is Saltgrass? I've never heard of that before. Nani! 4K is enough for at least 1 month in our 3-story house with 11 rooms, WTF. Nani, it's all about location, 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 as the real estate agents say. Sadly. Oh yeah, look, Fat said the same thing. It's average on all fronts except location. I'm so sorry. This is why living in rural America is great. It's usually cheap and out in the country where you don't get bothered much. I agree. I miss it. I lived out in the middle of nowhere once. It was so peaceful. The only downside to it, though, is that like sometimes internet access can be kind of weird when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Also, infrastructure generally, depending on where you are. Like, hopefully you have water and your electricity source is stable and your internet source is stable. Otherwise, you're pretty good. I didn't appreciate the Smithsonian when I went there as a kid. I'd love to go back someday. I love the Smithsonian! I love museums. If you ever go to the Smithsonian, especially like one of the space ones, you should try their astronaut ice cream. So good. So good. And you can eat it anywhere, even if it's like super hot, because it's astronaut ice cream. Like it's not cold, but it tastes like ice cream. I'm a bunny ghost, the Christmas bunny. The Christmas bunny. Nani is a figment of your imagination, Lila. I always knew this would happen. If I streamed for long enough, I'd start hallucinating that someone was talking to me, and then one day they'd become many voices, and then one day I'd call them my chat. We'll pitch the education angle of your channel to secure collaborations with places like the Smithsonian. Honestly though, I wanted to react to like content about animals and stuff and space and like kind of have more of an education angle, because I'm kind of hoping that like some museum or something will be like, hey random sheep girl on the internet who is totally not our target market whatsoever, probably, you're pretty cool, collab, and then I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. Just have me on a screen in one of the Smithsonian museums and I can talk about a subject or something for like 30 minutes, and then the actual professionals can take over from there and we can just chill in the museum and have astronaut ice cream. Yes. NASA, we got this VTuber who is a sheep. She'd like to use your super mega computer. It'll be great content. NASA, do it for the content, okay? Okay. You explore the universe, and I'm exploring the minds of Earthlings. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing when you really think about it. We're both explorers. Sheep facts will get us there. Yeah, I have sheep facts. I have a bot teaches my chat about sheep. I'm educational. Like this. Yeah, exactly, Nora. You know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe if I get emotes, but like it's a water gun and a plastic knife, then it'll be okay, because I could be like, it's not a weapon, it's a toy. It's different. It's not the same thing. Merry Christmas, Piddles! Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. You know what? Chris over here has been a really good boy. I'm gonna give him a present. Here we go. He's got some fries now. He's so happy. Also, by the way, don't give your cats fries in real life. Fries are actually really bad for cats in real life. I'm only giving these fries to Chris because he's a cat boy, so it's different. Like, anatomically, scientifically, biologically speaking, it's a different situation. Yes. The games that are permitted on Twitch are a known quantity. They potentially got a mature rating from the ESRB, but it's quantitatively defined and immutable. So many long words! Free will with potentially problematic things like violence-inducing, etc. Emotes are where it gets tricky. Last year's Iron Mouse concert was so good. Iron Mouse is a godly singer. She's amazing! That voice, man! I would pay to go to the opera and see her. She should do that someday. I think that was her dream, actually. To be an opera singer? I'd go. That voice, man. Saltgrass is a franchise steakhouse. I take wifey fat there often. I see! It sounded like a food place, but I was also like, saltgrass sounds like an ingredient that I would put in something. Thank you for the head pass, Chris! Hi, my pillow is getting boring. Want to replace it? Well, god damn it. I had a sentence in my head, but then I forgot it. Hold on. Let me cue it back up. I have ADHD. Probably. I'm like 90% sure. I have multiple pillows in my merch store. So this is perfect timing for you. Yeah. That wasn't the exact wording I was looking for, but you know, sometimes the brain cells, they just die. And you gotta roll with it, man. You gotta roll with it. It's only as awkward as you make it. I love the Smithsonian TV channel. They have a TV channel? You know what? I don't have cable anymore, so of course I don't know that. Wait, is it on cable? Or is it like on Netflix, Hulu, or something else? Back when I was like 8 years old, we went to a museum and I bought 4 blue-white marbles. Marbles! I love marbles, man. My childhood. With my money, and I still treasure them and have them. I love marbles so much. Sometimes I want to get a big glass jar just to fill them with marbles, just to be like, yep, relics of my childhood. Space UFO focused reaction videos when? Soon! Soon. I love paranormal stuff, like not just ghosts but aliens. I am so into it that back when I lived in New Mexico, I went to Roswell, which some of you might know from the Roswell incident with supposedly aliens. And in Roswell, they have a museum dedicated to that incident, all about aliens and stuff. Yeah. I'm an explorer. I was gonna go to a whole bunch of ghost towns, but I ran out of time. So yeah, I wanted to like actually go out there and like investigate these places and like interview people and like all this stuff. All this stuff. If I somehow became like an IRL content creator and I had the chance, I would do something like Shane and Ryan do on The Watcher or BuzzFeed Unsolved, but I would take it a tad bit more seriously. And be focused more on telling the stories than necessarily proving something, just because, like, I don't know if ghosts actually exist. And I feel like if we had evidence, like, we would have known by now. Like, if it was easy to get evidence of ghosts, I feel like we'd have it. I'm not sure if ghosts are 100% real. But you know what is real? People's experiences. The history. The first-hand accounts. You know? Worst comes to worst, you teach people some history and you make it kind of entertaining with a ghost story. Like, that's pretty cool. Maybe there's even a little bit of science in there, a little bit of culture. You know? Even if it's not necessarily real. I still think it's worthwhile. Freeze-dried fruit to really drive home the immersion factor? What does this have to do with freeze-dried fruit, though? In another stream, we should have a long discussion about the importance and implications of Neuralink. This would be very interesting. So I know that the first human trials have already like been a thing for a little while now, but I don't know much about Neuralink itself. Hell yeah, nom nom nom. My cat loved fries. He would steal fries all the time. Your cat ate fries? Cats aren't supposed to have fries. Well, at least he was happy. At least he was happy. You know what I was going to do? I was gonna be like, you know what? You know what this cat actually needs? Like, because, you know, only half of you can enjoy the fries, because like half of you is cat and half of you is human, right? And cats aren't supposed to have fries. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you a steak. There you go. Cats can have steak, right? It's meat. Yeah, she wanted to be an opera singer, but has some blood disorder that makes her not able to do normal things. Ah! Yes. Exactly. Wait, the first emote we need once Lila gets more is Lila of Buffer? Yes, you have my word. We will have Lila of Buffer. It's too iconic to not do it. Lila of the Loading! I love that. Lila of Gun and Lila of Knife come after. Lila of Violence. Lila of Destruction! I love it. Lila of the Stair. Thank you for the head pats, Chris and Ken. Okay, I will do a stretchy. I will do a stretchy. I have already been here longer than I should have been, but I can't help it. I'm talking to my people. And thank you for the other head pat. New Mexico equals Breaking Bad. Yeah, you can actually find the actual house that Walter lived in Albuquerque. Did you know that? A lot of black and white movies were filmed in New Mexico. A lot of cowboy movies, specifically. The Ancient Alien show from History Channel is so weird. The pyramids weren't built by the Egyptians, it was aliens. If we can't explain it, you know who did it. Aliens. It was the aliens. I studied for the test, but I still got an F. It was the aliens. I swear. They abducted my teacher and implanted false memories into her so she'd give me an F when I actually got an A. There's a lot of things wrong with New Mexico. Don't come for my New Mexico fat, okay? Listen, nobody's perfect. But it's perfect to me. But they have green chili and red chili. So all is forgiven, and the title of the Land of Enchantment is validly entitled. Yes. Did you know that the Land of Enchantment is actually a very popular slogan for a number of places? Including, I believe, Puerto Rico. It's kind of the slogan you give a place when it can't come up with anything else. Which is kind of sad. Because I actually think that it actually fits New Mexico. But its prevalence, like if you're aware of how prevalent it is, it kind of loses its weight. You know? I love to go ghost hunting. I don't believe, but I'm practically begging to be proven wrong. See? Exactly. See, I'm on the fence about ghosts because I had one ghost experience, well, two, I guess, in my entire life. And it really made me question, you know? At the same time, it never happened again, so I'm like, was it a bad dream? Did I hallucinate it? You know? And that's why I'm on the fence, because I'm like, that was really freaking weird, and I still remember it very vividly, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe I'm just crazy. And that's why I want to go ghost hunting, even though I'm not 100% sure if ghosts are real. And thank you for the hydrate cache. I'll do that now. Also, I love how it's Christmas and we're talking about ghosts. This is my kind of Christmas dinner conversation. You're truly my people. I'm a Pisces, ghosts are real? Heck yeah. Do you have a ghost story or something? Like, what convinced you that ghosts are real? Did you just, like, always know? Or did something happen? Gosh, I saw an insane TikTok about someone talking about classified info from Area 51. That reminds me of the Roswell incident, because, like, down the line... And I don't recall the details exactly, so I don't want to, like, mess it up and, like, spread false information. But, so the Roswell incident happened, like, there was supposedly this thing in the sky that was a UFO, but then this newspaper was like, actually, it was an air balloon, but only, like, after the government got involved and stuff, and so people were like, oh, they covered it up, they said the UFO was an air balloon, and the government was like, no. And then many decades later, they were like, okay, so it was a cover-up, but it was a cover-up to, like, protect something different than what you thought it was. Like, it wasn't a UFO thing, it was some kind of, like, military base or something. And, yeah, Area 51. Got some of those same vibes. Ghost Adventures does that? Ooh, is that a YouTube channel? I hate the fact that people always say the same BS, like, oh my god, this ghost video is fake because it's so low quality, or oh my god, this ghost video is fake because it's too high quality. It's too real! It's not real enough for me! Well, that's people for you, right? Everyone has different ideas of what's real. When you look at the color blue, and I look at the color blue, they're different colors! We don't see the exact same shade of blue! Skinwalker Ranch. So I'm not sure if I'm familiar with Skinwalker Ranch, but I'm familiar with Ghost Ranch. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. It's a place in New Mexico. I have heard stories about skinwalkers, though. And man, that is the kind of thing I'm tempted to explore, honestly. Like, it sounds terrifying if I were to actually meet a skinwalker, but at the same time I'd be like, oh, this is definitely real. Like, there's no way I could experience that and not believe in ghosts. Which is kind of why I want to experience it. Terrify me. He stole fries. He would non-pasta. He would steal an entire steak off your plate. Well, this is the perfect meal to give then. This is perfect. I didn't intend for so many parallels to align, but it's fate. Lila, when I sent the message about freeze-dried fruit, it was still contextually appropriate because we were talking about being astronauts in the Smithsonian. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I didn't know! Well, I mean, I didn't know that they offered freeze-dried fruit in the museums, which is why I was like, freeze-dried fruit? What? Like, I know that they have freeze-dried ice cream. And I think they had, like, a freeze-dried burger? But not, like, fruit. Ken! Hello, Ken. Hello, and Merry Christmas there, Lila. Merry Chrysler, Ken. Happy holidays. How are you doing? And he ate pizza, and he would be very upset if you didn't get him his own soft taco. Oh, he sounds so precious. So precious. Sounds like a very good boy. A couple VTuber cover songs I like. Bow, Girls Like Me Don't Cry. I've been listening to that on repeat! Girls Like Me Don't Cry. Heck yeah. Santa Baby cover by Leah Kitties. Ooh, I've heard that name before. Yes, cats can have steak. Yum. Yay! On my way for a steak? Heck yeah. Lila's being so nice to me this Christmas. Of course I am! You're my precious friend! Also, you're adorable. I mean, just look at you. Could you say no to that face? No. No, you couldn't. No matter how hard you tried. My theory is that ghost magic is real, but humans just can't perceive them. Like, kinda like how dogs can't see colors. We can't see ghosts. Oh. You know, that makes sense, but dogs can see colors. They can just only see on a spectrum of blue and yellow. It's very interesting. So they can see colors, it's just more like various shades of two colors, if that makes sense. It's kind of like seeing everything in black and white, but like the black is the blue and the white is the yellow, I guess. When Lila goes to eat dinner, we all just manifest through the screen in response. Oh no, I'm just imagining like someone's disassociated so hard that they think they're a VTuber. And their family's like, yeah honey, yeah, have fun with your stream. And it's just like some guy shouting and laughing at a blank screen. There's nothing even there. Oh no. You know what? This would be a great creepypasta for Halloween. Why am I thinking of all these great spooky things and it's Christmas? Gotta wait a whole year now to implement these ideas. What the heck? Speaking of ridiculous Christmas, it's freaking cold outside, but there isn't even any snow. What's the point of it being this cold if I don't at least get the snow? If I have cold but no snow, it's like the worst of both worlds. If you're gonna make it this cold, at least give me snow. It's New York. Why is there no snow in New York? This makes no sense. I feel betrayed. Santa, Saint Nick, whoever's in charge of the snow, I'd like to file a complaint. It used to snow all the time when I was a kid. Now I pay taxes and there's no snow. This is ridiculous. Because how are you going to prove ghosts are real? Not real if you can't see them, even if you have a picture of them. I think the most interesting part about trying to search for ghosts is that technology very conveniently dies right when someone would capture something. Have you noticed that? Like, even with Shane and Brian, like, I think there's been at least 1 or 2 occasions where their cameras just died. Like, at the worst possible time. And this has happened with other ghost hunters as well. It's almost like what you said, Nani, except a little bit expanded. Like, not only can people not see ghosts, but when they even try to use instruments to try and see them, they can be tampered with. Damn aliens. Give burritos. God, I miss green chili burgers. Bro, the food in New Mexico was so good. I didn't realize how good food could taste until I lived in New Mexico. And from that moment on, I felt so cheated when I ate food because I was like, this could taste better and it doesn't. Made me very sad. They have such good food. I want to go... If I have to go back there just to experience what good food tastes like, I will. I will go on a food tour. I will just go there to eat things. And no shame. Spread the good word about all the good restaurants. The best burgers. And burritos. A bunch of history in New Mexico is ripe for haunting. Exactly! I remember that dude who said he got probed by aliens. Was that the guy who went on like Oprah, I believe, and talked about it? I saw a ghost when I was a child, and I've had a lot of smaller experiences throughout my life. So at the end of the day, I believe spirits are overall real, but also that a lot of people dramatize stuff too. Yes, for sure. I mean, I think there's a lot of money to be made in claiming you have evidence of the paranormal, even if you don't. And I think just like cinematically, ghosts are so scary. So if you make a video about ghosts, and you can just like scare people with it, like it's gonna rack up a lot of views, you know? Maybe people will speculate about it, like, who made this video? Where is the setting of this video? Was that a ghost? Was this little pixel in the bottom right a ghost? It has a lot of the ingredients you need to like go viral on the internet, you know? Ghost Adventures is a show on TV. I'm pretty sure they got clips on YouTube. Ooh, okay, I'll look into that. My headcanon is that they were testing a Hindenburg 2.0, but they couldn't let anyone know because of how astronomically stupid of an idea it was. Just imagine like Area 51 was just like this mostly underground bunker, like that belonged to these two guys that were serious gamers, but when they didn't game, they were really interested in weapons of mass destruction. Oh my god. I feel like I have so many ideas for writing stories. Ghosts are simply a piece of quantum mechanics puzzle on a yet-to-be-explored frequency that will be studied and categorized soon enough. I sure hope so. Ghost Ranch! Yes. You know, for some reason when I say Ghost Ranch, I think of like ranch, but ghost flavored, and I don't know why, but it sounds very tasty to me. Like ghost peppers, like if you took ghost peppers and you made ranch, it'd be Ghost Ranch, and that sounds tasty. The thing about debunking is that usually quality has little to do with anything. Basically, you just want to watch for cuts and masking. This is true. In fact, when the government released that footage of the UFO, it was not very good quality, was it? Which is actually kind of surprising coming from the government. I mean, you would think, like, they have all this money. Like, why wouldn't their camera be higher quality? But if they can release footage like that and be like, no, yeah, like, just based on this video, even despite how pixelated it is, like, we can tell this does not move like a normal aircraft. Clearly, quality isn't everything. Skinwalker Ranch is kinda interesting, though. I personally don't believe it. Mr. Ballin has a pretty good in-depth video about it. Mr. Ball- Oh! I've seen Mr. Ballin's videos before. It's been a minute since I've seen his stuff. I'm gonna write that down. Skinwalker Ranch, Mr. Ballin. Okay. Thank you for that, Nyangs. Thank you, thank you. If ghosts are real, I think it's a purgatory state. That would make sense. I don't want to do anything with it one way or the other. I just want to know if the chupacabra is real. Why that very specific creature? Why? Also about debunking, if the channel tells you a story about a location, it's generally just them trying to create a narrative the video will follow. This is true. Whenever I hear personal accounts of something, they're never like, so there was this place, and it was 9 a.m. on a Saturday, and then everyone went to mass, so the town was empty. Like, they're very straight to the point. Another Twitch hype emote acquired. Nice! We literally crawled into the screen. Truly, this is a nightmare before Christmas. Yes. Yes. What? Nah, summer is like the ideal spooky movie and storytelling time. What do you mean? What do you mean by summer? Oh, you mean like instead of Halloween or like fall time? Or even like now, talking about ghost stories at Christmas, like summer, like telling ghost stories around the campfire during the summertime is the ideal time. Is that what you mean? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Me too. Not sure if it'll ever happen. I think I had a ghost experience. If I have my dates right, it was after 3 of my grandparents died. It only happened once in my life. I heard my name be called, I turned to the location and no one was there. Wow. That's creepy. Sometimes I want to collect ghost stories and like make them into a compilation and like tell people's ghost stories. Along with my own, which is actually one of the subathon reward videos that I'm going to be putting on my YouTube channel. My first ghost experience. I would be honored to be one of the voices in your head. Also, of course, we think of scary stuff during Christmas. We all grew up with Nightmare Before Christmas. This is true. This is true. Yeah, it is climate change. No snow. Makes me sad. It's a cover-up. The big ghost industry don't want them to be found. I think it's because the energy of spirits often mess with technology, or so I've heard. Yeah, if spirits are truly energy, it would make sense. Decipher, thank you for the happy holidays! Happy holidays to you! Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Lila streams her cross-country food journey. You know, I would do that. In fact, I've thought to myself, you know, most people, they go on like food tours in already super popular places, you know, like New York City, Los Angeles, you know, maybe Austin, Texas, and that's cool and all. But there's a lot of really small places in the middle of nowhere that make really good food, and no one ever talks about them. And it makes sense, like, I mean, how many people are going to be searching for this place in the middle of nowhere they never heard of, right? At the same time, it'd be more interesting, and there would be no waiting in lines, and the food wouldn't be ridiculously expensive. There's a lot of perks. It's kind of like color, like how am I going to prove what I see is the same black all of you see? I think it's the same with stuff like ghosts, magic, and spirits. Even if someone can see ghosts, how is he gonna prove it? A photo or a video? Maybe an electronic signature? Or a sound signature? Also, about debunking, most of the time, an EVP is just a normal sound. Yeah, Shane always talks about that. In BuzzFeed Unsolved and The Watcher, they buy a specific recorder that was recalled for being extremely sensitive. And then your brain hears words because they always put words on the screen. That! Yes! He was on the Internet Historian video, the area between 50 and 52. Oh yeah, I remember that! Hello, Zone Trigger, thank you for the first time chat. Welcome to stream. I love you too. Like, how would I know the cats I see are real and not just ghosts? How am I going to prove that, Nani? Oh my god. Are the animals I see in my life real? Or are they ghosts? Do I actually have a family? What if I'm a brain in a jar somewhere? Just living pre-programmed memories. Very existential stuff. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays all. Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas! Hello, hello. Welcome to stream and thank you for being here. I hope you've had a great day today. That's one of the more sane theories about Area 51. When in doubt, blame 4chan. Oh no. Someone needs to make an SCP based on Lila. I don't know why, but we need that. I would love to do more horror content. It honestly just doesn't perform as well as the other stuff I do. But I love it so much. There's this person on YouTube, I forget what his name is, but he makes these really cool short films. They're horror short films, and it's usually like a field in the middle of nowhere and it's super foggy. And animated in the fog are these huge creatures, really dark, but they're so blurred you can't quite make out the details, but you can make out like the silhouette. And the sound design is really awesome. And he records it like he's this guy like in this nightmare or something, running from things, trying to find an escape. It's really cool. I wish I could remember his name. Talented. So talented. If that guy made a movie, I feel like it'd be one of the best horror movies just because he can integrate like fantasy and reality so much. Ooh, ghost pepper cheese is delicious. Ghost pepper cheese. That does sound delicious. It's ironic, if it was high quality, then it would no longer be an unidentified flying object. Nora, you're so right. Well, I mean, well, I guess so, actually. I was gonna say, if you could clearly see the spacecraft, but you couldn't tell, like, what kind it was, maybe it could still be unidentified, even though you could see it? That's a good point. Ever heard of the Wendigo legend? I have! Always had a soft spot for it for some reason, despite it basically being a demon spirit of winter. I've heard many stories about the Wendigo. One of my favorite forest spirits. Creatures? Forest creatures. I've always been fascinated with El Chupacabra. I think it's primarily because I'm an idiot, and its name sounds funny. Well, that's fair. It does have a fun name. Ghost spirits, monsters, etc. are real. 100% because there's no way the Walpertinger doesn't exist. It's too cute, perfect, and adorable. It needs to be real. The Walpertinger. The Walpertinger sounds like if a kid was in charge of inventing a brand new burger and coming up with the name. Oh! I've seen this before. A rabbit with deer antlers and it looks like owl feathers? Oh, and fangs. Okay, that is kind of cute. Menacing, but cute. I'm planning on writing another Wendigo story. Heck yeah! Summer is notoriously known to be the time for spooky movies to come out, with the second being Halloween. So summer out Halloween's Halloween, because more scary stuff comes out in the summertime. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Fall has become a very, very short season, I think, with climate change and such. I feel like it's only fall for like 4 weeks, versus months of summer. Also, corn mazes. Wait, actually, no. No, corn is harvest. Does corn harvest in the summer and the fall? Oh yeah, no. It's harvested in late summer or early fall, between August and October. So technically, it is also a summer plant. Yes. Been watching all your Neuro React videos that show up on my feed, been loving them. Thank you, Zone! I appreciate it so much! Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the feedback I get on those videos. I read the comments. And I always try to integrate them into my next videos. I hope that next year I am even better at entertaining. Oh! For me, it's mostly due to living in the woods and being into legends and such. I've always lived near forests. Always. And mountains. So I'm very much a forest person too. Making a video on old Japanese myths sounds like a good content. There's one where you can tell 100 scary stories in the dark with a lantern lit, and a creature from a story would come out and kill everyone. A 100 scary stories. That'd be like a compilation video, but for horror content. I like it. Both Lila and I have had experiences with the Hat Man, and luckily we both got out of it safely. Yes. Yes. I have so many questions. So many questions about the Hat Man. I got hot sauces for Christmas? That sounds awesome. Do you get to use them today? Yuki, thank you for the 5-stream streak! Thank you, and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I appreciate you. How are you doing? I was supposed to only stream for an hour, but here I am. So I'll wrap it up in the next few minutes. Hello, Yuki! Hi! How are you doing? I had an experience with the Hat Man a few years ago in a dream? Oh my god. My grandma claims her dad came to visit her the night after he passed away. Oh my god, you just reminded me of something. I totally forgot about this. I just remembered a ghost story from someone else in my family. I think I'm gonna make a separate video about it now. It's something similar to that. Someone passing away and then visiting, but it wasn't a visit. I think you guys would appreciate that story. Well, you can't know how others perceive colors, but you know others do see colors. It's not like somebody sees everything another can't. True. I'm sorry, Lila, but I'm not going to watch your horror videos. I will like them, but I can't watch it. It's too scary. That is okay. That is okay, Nani. Don't worry. I totally understand. I was super chicken about horror games before I became a VTuber. In fact, for the first year? 6 months? I really struggled with playing horror games. Like, I could play the worst made, not scary horror game ever, and it would still scare me because I was such a chicken. So I totally understand. It's taken me a while to get to where I am right now. And in fact, I'm not really that great at playing horror games unless it's multiplayer, because when my friends are with me, I feel more safe. Bro, why the F did they change the name of UFOs? Oh, UAP, unidentified aircraft? What's the P for? Ghost pepper habanero salsa is really good. I love salsa. Lila, you should do a video on Gaelic mythology. It's so fascinating. So I have friends who are really into Celtic and like magic stuff. And I've touched a little bit upon Gaelic mythology. Like, I mean, so Halloween, right? The origins of Halloween are actually partly Gaelic, which was really interesting to me. I didn't know that. I also learned, and this is so random, but little special tidbit for you. Halloween was also partly invented by Christmas, which was interesting for me to learn. But it's true. I will be releasing a video on that later, describing the details, because I wrote the whole thing out. But yes, Christmas actually helped to influence what Halloween is today, which is not something I was expecting at all, because I feel like Halloween and Christmas in our minds are such different things. But yes. Crazy. History is weird, man. I knew that because of Stardew Valley when corn grows. Yeah, me too. See, games are educational. They don't just help you with hand-eye coordination. They also teach you things and they make you smart. My mom loves sunflowers. They're cool. They move in the direction of the sun when it's out. You know what's funny, actually? I remember in Stardew Valley, they actually put this in the description of sunflower. They said, it's a common misconception that sunflowers follow the sun. I don't know how that works. I don't know how Stardew Valley knows that. But that's actually written in the game. Which kind of confused me. Because it only makes sense that the sunflowers would follow the sun. Like, why wouldn't they follow the sun? Like, every other plant does that, to search for the sunlight. I don't know. I'm sorry for DCPing, Lila, but after what you said about my baby, I had to. That is okay, Nani. That is okay. I respect protective parents. You protect your baby. I understand. Lucky because I grew up with the forest, I have no fear of walking into the forest at night. I'm also the kind of girl that sleeps to Alexa's jungle night noise. Oh, that's actually really cozy. That's really cozy. I listen to rain sounds when I have to, like, get sleepy to go to sleep on time. I can't do most horror games. Yeah, that makes sense. I tried to stream Dead Space, but I got so bored I had to cancel the third stream. You know what? You know what's funny? A friend of mine that recently streamed Dead Space said the exact same thing. They're like, I'm so bored by the game, like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep streaming it. Which, man, like, when a horror game bores you, I think it's safe to say something's not going well. Lethal Company is a good multiplayer game. Yes! Yes! I love it. I can't wait to play that game again with my friends. Just reminds me of getting bullied by bugged out Boomman. Boomman's such a good game. Unidentified aerial phenomena? Oh no, they've expanded the term to include more than aircrafts. More than objects, I should say. Because objects was actually more broad than aircrafts to begin with. Hello, sweet daddy! Welcome to stream! Merry Christmas to you too! I hope you've been having a happy holidays! Thank you for stopping by! I appreciate you! Hello, Faultless! Thank you for the first time chat! Thank you! Welcome, welcome. Alien Isolation will forever be my only horror game. Just hits different. Alien was a really scary movie. I haven't played the game, but the movie was heck scary. I think the scariest game I played was Soma, and I actually like it's a single player game, but I like switched controllers with my friend throughout because it was so scary. I couldn't do it all the time. Soma was terrifying. Whilst I got the motivation, but mind if I explain the dream of mine with the Hat Man to you sometime? Yeah! That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm so excited there's finally a Jurassic Park horror game coming. Jurassic Park is my favorite thing in the world. Man, I grew up with Jurassic Park. It's been nice to see them like update the dinosaur designs over the years as they got more scientific data on like what the dinosaurs actually look like and seeing the animation get better. The historic monsters in Europe can be really scary. Nowadays, most people only know about the popular monsters that aren't that scary brutal. Which kind of makes sense in a weird way. Like, they're just scary enough to be scary, but not scary enough to like terrify people. You know? I find that a lot of mass market stuff is like that. Which is why I tend to like more niche things. I love lo-fi too, and jazz. I usually listen to something with a lot of talking to go to sleep to. Yeah, some people go to sleep to streams. I've been told that for some people, I am their sleep streamer, which is really nice. I need to get Lethal Company and mod it to the max. Heck yeah. When I played Outlast, I almost threw my controller and never touched it since. Oh no, I've never played Outlast. I can watch people play horror games but can't play them usually. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I have to like save up my energy and resilience to actually play a horror game. Especially by myself. There is still no consensus on the Spinosaurus, which makes me giggle. Each new discovery rocks the boat but never in a coherent direction. Dinosaurs, man. Practically real-life dragons. I mean, do they have to make sense to us? I don't know. I kind of like that they don't make sense. I gotta go now, Lila. Merry Christmas, Sheep Lordess, and I'll be posting the things I mentioned in the stream here, such as my dream and the VTuber sometime in a bit. Okay, Whispers, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Have a very good Christmas. I appreciate you. I love you very much. Thank you for all of your support. Have a great night. Thank you, thank you. Lila ASMR needed. I'm working on it. Yeah. I am working on it. That's definitely something I want to do. I wanted especially to focus on stuff that would help people sleep. Because I hear that a lot of people have a hard time sleeping. And if I could make something cozy and help people sleep, that'd make me feel a lot better. Because I had sleeping issues for the longest time too, so I know how it feels, and that sucks. Everyone deserves a good sleep. I big recommend the JP novel, honestly. Very good. What is JP short for? My favorite dinosaur conspiracy theory is the idea that the main reason why two-legged dinosaurs had short arms was because they used to have feathers on their arms, pretty much flightless wings, which made them flightless birds. So those types of dinosaurs would be classified as a wyvern. Oh, that makes sense actually. Supposedly chickens have some DNA in common with dinosaurs. And they're kind of that basic kind of structure. Two-legged, with little arms, with feathers on them. Hello, Rave Spectre! Welcome to stream! Welcome, welcome! How are you doing? I am so sorry. My plan was to stream for an hour, and then when I hit like the 2-hour mark, I was like, I'm gonna start wrapping up in a few minutes. So I'm gonna start prepping a raid. But I want you to know that I see you, and I appreciate you. And thank you for stopping by. I'm looking at my people like, okay, who is live right now? If I could find someone that's doing
Beep,
something...
beep. I'm a sheep. I said beep, beep. I'm a sheep.
Beep, beep, I'm a sheep. I said beep, beep, I'm a sheep. Beep, beep, I'm a sheep. I said beep, beep, I'm a sheep.
Guys, so Neurosama is streaming right now. I feel like we've mentioned Neurosama a few times this stream. I think you guys would really enjoy that. What do you think? Also, I'm really glad you're happy, Nora! I'll wrap up in a few minutes, 10 business days later. Exactly! It's because I love you so much. How dare you be so lovable? How dare you? Making me late to my IRL life with your kindness and your humor and your smarts. Gotta get Vito out of debt somehow. See, that's exactly what I was thinking. Poor guy. I actually learned that he was able to undo it somehow. I don't know how. I didn't see the video yet. That's something I want to react to. But good news! But I think Vito is still having... I'm not sure 100%, but a few streams ago was a subathon. So they might still be doing subathon. I'm not sure. But if they... Oh, Neurosama's in a... Oh, she has a little Santa hat and a dress. Oh, that's freaking adorable. Thank you for the hydrate, Mr. Keat. I'll do that now. Thank you very much. Chris, thank you for the resubby. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it always. Thank you for joining me on my Christmas table. I hope you like your fries and your steak. I have my hot cocoa over here. We foodies tonight. I hope you guys hydrate and you eat and you get good sleep, okay? It's very important. The holidays are a perfect time to rest from all of life's struggles. And yes, you just reminded me. I have a raid message, and that's kind of important to do. So there are the raid messages you can copy and use for when we head over. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. Especially despite the fact that it was so last minute. I really appreciate your time and energy. I will see you guys in 2024. I love you so very much. I appreciate you. Have fun at Neurosama's stream. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye.